Hello, this is Rick, and I am a solutions consultant with Beyond 20. Today we're going to be working in Cherwell Service Management version 8.1.2. And what I'd like to show you is how you can run a PowerShell script, retrieve some data, and possibly update a business object with the data retrieved. So let's go ahead and get started. I've already created the one step. I just called it PS Incident Test. And what I want to do is I want to write to a file. And here's my script down below. And this script is just something that I pulled off the internet real quick. It just generates a random password. You can actually create the PS1 file and have people access that PS1 file from a network share. But this contains the script within the one step. I just find it a little bit easier to do it like this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to paste our code into here. And what I've done is we're going to write this to a file, and this file is just a temporary file. It's going to store it. And in order to do that, you can just right-click there. You're going to go down and you're going to get file names. You're going to do a new file name. And when you do your new file name, it's going to come up and look like this. And it's going to have the path. You want to go ahead and put your extension. For this case, it's going to be PS1. I did not delete the files for demonstration purposes a little bit further on. So let's go ahead and go to the next step. I'm also writing I'm writing this out to a different file, the content of the password that's generated. And I did it the exact same way as I did the file name up here. I just write to a file. I'm writing this to a straight text file. Once those are written, we're going to go ahead and run a program, and we're just going to go ahead and call PowerShell. We're going to set our execution policy for bypass, so it will run. And I'm just going to call that file name, which I had created in this first step here, and then that's that PS1 file. What I did is I went ahead and I paused it so that we can get the pop-up in our next step. And all I'm doing is writing the content. I'm going and getting the content of the file, and I'm going to go ahead and store it in a pop-up. And you can see the content of the file is that pass file that I had generated previously. So let's go ahead and run this real quick. Actually, let's go ahead and delete these temp files in here. Make it easier to see. So you can see it ran, it generated a random password, there's our pop-up, and the files that it generates is here's the initial PS1 file, which normally I delete, but we didn't delete for this demonstration, and you can see our code is there. And then there's the out file that it's going to. It's going to go ahead and go to that same temp directory, and it's that 84A9, and you can see it's right here. And there's our random password that was generated off of that. So let's go ahead and put this to a little practical use, maybe updating a business object. We'll go ahead and we'll test with our incident. So we'll go back into our one step. And we'll go ahead and we'll update a business object. Let's go ahead and go down to the description field. And what we want to do is we just want to go ahead and retrieve the data from that pass file that was generated, that temp file. And we'll go ahead and we'll just update the description with that. So right click. We're going to go and get the content from a file. Go ahead and do a new one. Test password, and we need to go get that pass file. Go ahead and hit OK, and let's go ahead and we'll run this again. There's our pop-up, and you can see it went ahead and overwrote the description. I didn't append anything to it. We could have easily have done that. Trying to think, one of the real world applications I could see this being used for is within Cherwell. Maybe you have a new user and you have to get a new SAM account name or user ID for that particular person. PowerShell script can go through and traverse through Active Directory based on the user's first name and last name and return a value that doesn't already exist. And you can go ahead and populate a field in Cherwell with that SAM account name. I want to thank you for watching this video, and please visit us on YouTube at Beyond 20 LLC. Thank you very much.